CC.
Yeah.
Because usually it's going to be 2 for 1.
And we're speeding all throughout the draft here. You called that right, Triolis, but we're looking at what we can do next for both CKT and Team Tayson, as we have the Rise lock-in for CKT as their third pick. And when it comes to the bans, they ban away the Mordekaiser, the Gwen, and the Lee Sin for both these teams as a respect.
Yeah, I mean, for that Mordekaiser pick, we've seen that on the, I think, game number 1, they had the Amorde. And the way that they scaled over the Amorde, it just dominated the early to mid game until like they won the game.
Yeah, and it's really scary as well if you do have some sort of like a heavy carry on your side that's very well fed. Maybe that could be time lapse, maybe that could be tactical. Then the Mordekaiser is one answer to sort of isolate that away from your teammates.
And now what Team Tayson needs is someone to be the sponge for the team, someone to be in the front line to really carry out and engage for the Team Korea. Because so far, Ambessa will just stay on top side and go 1v1 ham up against Tante. They still need someone to go for that engage, to go for those team fights in the front line.
But actually, it's going to be interesting to see. Ambessa will try to go to the back lane for tactical, but we all know the ultimate of Saya could maybe dodge the ultimate of the Ambessa.
100%. That Feather Storm, it does feel like tactical is going to be self-sufficient and will be able to disengage all by himself. Now, that means perhaps Rox can, just play the typical Zyra Khan or something a bit more with much heavier engage, more oomph. I mean, Galio's still on the table.
Yeah, and really, this composition coming from Team Tayson is a coin flip. We don't know where these champions are going to go. And yes, Lucian and Yuumi surely is going into the bot lane, but where these other champions are going to go.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's an or support. Yeah.
The question now for CKT as their final pick, Vieko will be locked in.
I like the Viego pickup here because I've seen the performance from time lapse on that Viego, and he has his priors. So getting maybe the soul of Ambessa could really disrupt again the team clash. But analyzing the team, the comp here for the side of TS, I think their goal here is going to be focusing on the back lane since they have the Ambessa, Lucian, and the Yuumi, and of course the Sin just going around the clash. So let's see, because they have Orin to support the back lane of the CKT.
Exactly. I think that's what I'm most curious about. Is the Feather Storm enough? Is called the Forge God enough? Because I can imagine the Viego and the Camille, the Rise especially, are going to be in the thick of things, in the middle of things. So I'm just so excited because it's so different from the previous game where it's like Assassin Mayhem, just as you said, Infinity. But this time around, I think they need to be more aware about their position.
Yeah, it is a very oppressive composition for both these sides. You have the likes of CKT really banking onto those engages that could stack up those crowd controls, the dependency onto the likes of Ornn and Tante to really start up these fights. And for Team Tayson, you have the likes of Singe coming into the mid lane that can potentially just fling around champions into the air.
Yeah, so quite of an unorthodox pick having that Singe, but I've seen some good Singe players over the years. And I believe Singe is one of those picks that's no in between. It's either really good or really bad.
Right, because honestly, you can just get kited for days, maybe not being able to reach the backline of the target that you desire. So honestly, I'm really curious how KDU is going to do this.
Yeah, it indeed is a question. But here, coming down into the early game here, it will be a pace wherein Team Tayson will have to respect this oppression coming in from the likes of the Xayah and potentially even the Ornn as well, putting a lot of pressure into the bottom side of the map. As we all know, those level 1 to level 3, there will be a lot of aggression coming to tactical as we jump into game number 1 between Team Tayson and CKT in the Rift.
So having a matchup here for Rise against a Singe, so maybe in like early game, it's going to be tough for the Singe because we all know that Rise does have the AoE, just splashing out his first skill. So it's going to be interesting to see how he performs against a Singe here.
Exactly. When we think about the mid and jungle duo as well, we know how much of this potential coming from time lapse to just really farm up a storm and have 5-7k gold lead against the opposing jungler. So I'm sort of trying to figure out how will they set that up for time lapse, especially a Singe that's just so. I mean, he can run fast, but he can't exactly dash.
I mean, I think you just want to say Singe is annoying.
Yeah, a little bit. Pretty much.
I mean,
Don't expose me. That's true. I was trying to be a little bit more nicer and
Yeah.
politer.
And the thing is, like, this draft composition compared into the prior series is drastically different for CKT as Acrobat pincered across 3 members from Team Taeson, but first blood secured coming through for the Korean team. But CKT will answer back as Harang is in danger and Rox will go in for the chase. Time-lapse goes for the double kill for CKT.
That's the thing I was talking about earlier, the 2-for-1, because if you look at the side of CKT, they have a lot of CC that you cannot go to a teammate to go for safety. So pretty good engage there coming from CKT.
That's the thing, right? It is a buy one, take one sort of scenario with that Yuumi. And I mean, it was a good first blood, but at the same time, the problem is, remember, time lapse. Once he gets the lead, CKT knows how to take advantage.
Yeah, and this is what we mentioned a while ago. With the Lucian and the Yuumi pickup, Team Taeson has to play it a bit safe. You cannot go this aggressive.
And if they over-engage, they have a lot of disengage. Also, again, the Camille can just go ham to that side.
Exactly. KDU!
Yeah, you have RCC
That was
just
close.
paying a visit here in the mid lane. They have to alleviate the pressure coming from Helios.
Yeah, because Helios as well, like we talk about time lapse from the previous game, but also the Akali, his performance was just stellar. He was just going at it, he was going ham, he had 1 HP and still is able to eliminate the Lissandra that was 100%. So that's something that you do not want to do, and now time lapse is even dominating the opposing jungler's jungle.
Yeah, he has the confidence, he has 2 kills already in the bag, and the thing is, he has the level lead as well. What can Team Taeson do?
I think for Team Taeson, for right now, they have to scale up. Because this Viego, if he gets more kills, and I've seen a lot of early game Viegos, if they dominate that early game, that can be so hard to come back.
And that's the scary part, because you have a lot of setup. There's hard CC on the side of Conte's side, even Helios' side, and even on Roxas. So every single lane that he wants to visit, there is a setup for him to keep filling up kills for time lapse.
Yeah, you mentioned about Conte as well with the Camille, you mentioned about his top laners, and the thing is, like, you want to alleviate some of that pressure on the weak side of the map, but the thing is, RGC couldn't really bring down Conte that easy because Camille is one of the most mobile champions.
That's true. And Camille could just, again, focus on the back lane, or goes also ult just for her safety. So much things you can do with the Camille.
A lot of creativity in the works here, including this team composition as well. But I can't imagine, even when it all comes together, there is a lot of big team fight potential. Looking at the priority, though, I want to talk about Acrobat a little bit. His performance yesterday was incredibly impressive, but a gank is not going to push through. Anyway, Acrobat 1v1, Ferris against the Aurelia, able to sidestep. Micro abilities is there for this player, so I definitely want to see more of that, especially you're up against the PH squad such as CKT.
Yeah, and it's very hard to make a dive into the bottom side of the map. If we're looking at the map at the moment, you have vision onto the bottom river. Acrobat knows that he cannot be that oppressive in the early game, so that vision actually saved Team Taeson in the bot side.
I mean, they would really want to utilize the Lucian Yuumi combo, but again, they make things overthinking because they don't know if time's gonna be there on the bot side too. Again, Viego right now with 2 kills already, you would really want to prevent him getting more goals.
The 2v1 situation, but once again, Dante very mobile. Now Hextech is going to just to dodge it out. Time lapse with a quick response, flashes over the wall to go for the chase. The stun connects. RGC falls down, but looking at the backside, it will be Acrobat who will pay a greeting up against CKT. A 1-for-1 secured.
That is what I'm talking about earlier. Camille has a lot of things that he could do, but the Rivers still have the ration here.
Fight is not over. Exhaust on the tactical. The ultimate will not be casted, and CKT will lose tactical, will lose their ADC, and Taeson will get the upper edge.
You gotta love what's happening right here. It's incredibly active roaming coming from TS. We talked about Acrobat literally a few seconds ago, how he could possibly be the key to recover or even match Time Lapse's impact in this early game so far.
Yeah, and again, going back to the thing earlier, that Camille ulted to buy time for the backup. And here we go in the top side, we have Helios in trouble.
Oh! Helios in danger. Carlo with that flash over the wall, securing Helios, and that is disastrous, as this will be a 5v4 situation for the objective.
There we go. It is going to be an objective fight. Carlos half HP.
Yeah, CKT has to retreat, has to pay the price of losing one player in the top side of the map, and Ensemble will be secured by Team Taeson.
Definitely a good thing that they secured the Ensemble, because right now game is still quite close, but in case of momentum, they need to recover and get more on their side.
The Feather Storm already used very extensively in this mid lane, and CKT starting off the Drake. They want that objective, but RGC melted out, and Tante Hexacle onto Acrobat. He will just get decimated, and CKT will collapse. KDU trying to run away. But it will be enough. Ambessa going to counter engage, and Time-Lapse will face defeat.
Just in time to save the teammate. Carlo is able to get the Viego Time-Lapse now, who was already like turning that clash there.
I know, it was absolutely insane. You could feel that Time-Lapse wanted the extra kill, but Carlo was right there to just end that streak. Let's take a look at that replay again.
I mean, that's the first people right there on that team itself.
Exactly.
It's nice that they were able to get the Lucian down from the middle of Outplay. And I was feeling that he really wants to get that kill, but Ambessa again was there to save the day for Team TS.
Again, having to eliminate that Sins out right off the bat, the resets, just as you said, which is so important for them to clean up. And remember, the only disengage that they have is the Sins out. Once that's done, they can't run away properly.
Yeah, so we'll see if they can utilize that. Because the thing is, RGC is nowhere to be found here for this objective, and CKT will get the Drake uncontested.
Okay, good news and bad news. Of course, from either side. Good news, at least you get to see Carlo sort of, win his lane, have a comfortable lane. Maybe they might even get first blood tower, unless mid lane is already gone. The sun is really, really up right now. But anyway, a fight could ensue here. Tante's fine. Tante's fine. The bad news is TS still has to deal with a 6-1 Time-Lapse Viego.
Rocks, all of the Force Gods readying up for that engage. Will not connect onto KDU with that movement speed. They have to bring the flash over back to safety. But now the Realm Warp goes through in support, and CKT with a huge response. CKT will find Harak, will find 3. RGC trying to retreat, but will not be able to do so. CKT with a 4 kill.
They were stuck there in that bad corner where Time was able to get the opportunity, get that timing. Again, he knows just the damage, and meanwhile right now, CKT getting the first tower here at the top side.
Honestly, what a fight. And I wanted to talk about the Yuumi ultimate. You could see CKT really moved aside politely. They knew
politely,
slowly, politely, elegantly, and none of the CKT members was caught out at all by that CC. And we talked about it during the draft, where when you're expected to be jumped on, you press that Yuumi ultimate. But look at that!
The
politeness is visible, right, Crayola?
Yeah, it's just a Realm Warp TG.
Such a polite thing to do.
Yeah, I know.
Response. It's crazy to think about.
Oh boy. And then again, I did say it's a little bit of a good news that at least Carlo is able to rack up a couple of kills, maybe some sort of consolation prize for every skirmish and team fight. But that's just a 4-1. Time-Lapse is going to get stronger and stronger, and they're going to get even more aggressive to take advantage of this lead.
Oh, Time-Lapse again was able to hunt down.
Onto RGC into the backline. Public execution trying to go for the counter engage. Carlo able to bring down Time-Lapse. So this is one of the key players for CKT gone. But Tante is still there. Hextech ultimate onto 1. It will be a 2-for-2 trade.
Good disengage there, but we have no action here.
KDU still finding that option, finding tactical. Acrobat looking for that angle, but Rox is just too tanky first down, but able to find it eventually. Now Acrobat is on the chase, has to force out the flash for tactical to go and retreat. And Tante will come out unscathed, and Team Taeson will just be able to get a couple of kills in the end.
That is what Team TS needed. They need that Lucian to finally get those kills, finally get those skills. They're gonna need him in the late game.
And that fight was also the most ideal for Acrobat as well. Being able to be in the best spot, the Yuumi with a perfect angle, and CKT is unable to disengage and do nothing at all. And it was just the cleanup crew, basically, and CKT had to run for the hills.
Yeah, I mean, just look at Time-Lapse. I want to talk about these players specifically. This man has been melting every single one. But before then, this will be a fight. Hextech ultimatum onto Carlo. There is no escape. A little bit tanky, but Tante's on the case with the flash as well to secure the kill. Cause the Force God trying to buy time. Realm up as well, cancelled. But this will be RGC that falls down as CKT with that quick response.
Remember, the Baron is alive. No jungler. That's 20 seconds on the clock. That means they're able to at least sort of position themselves and get more wards away, de-ward wards down. But looks like CKT is just going to be happy for that reset as Dragon is going to be coming up in 20 seconds.
Yeah, one thing we appreciate about the Chickmid, I think they have mastered the art of backup.
Yeah.
Because they know if there's a possible gank happening, they're there, rotating already to that side.
Yeah, and you called it right. There's a lot of options for CKT. You have the Realm Warp for that quick response. As we saw a while ago, that polite excuse me coming in from CKT.
Step aside.
Then, as we see right now, Acrobat says they're greeting onto Tante, looking for that chase. And Tante's HP is just getting melted down. Realm Warp counts it out.
CKT
Will not be able to go through. Just a bait there, but CKT will lose Tante. But that response is something that they want. But Helios will be flanked up in the air, isolated. Now KDU being burned out by the Ignite. The trade will be secured, but it will still be Team Taeson who gets the double.
Okay, 1 for 1. Sorry, 2 for 1 as the Baron's now getting started. Time lapse still alive, but that Baron's going down really fast.
No call of the Force God for CKT, so no potential huge engage. But that's onto 4. RGC will get melted, and CKT finds the angle, but Mbessa will not be stopping with a public execution. That clutch coming in from Time Lapse to go into farm, and now Time Lapse coming into play. Stuns connects onto Harrow, and Tactical will secure the ace.
Did you guys see that knockoff though?
Yeah,
that was beautiful, following up with a better start. Everything Time Lapse is doing Time Lapse makes. It's gonna be a good barrier here for the side of Chickmid.
What a wonderful fight, a beautiful team fight started by Rox there, just as you said, with the root coming from Zaya and then into a Baron. I think that's a very, very sweet deal. I get it though. I get it. The knockup is insane. But I get the call here coming from TS. The math was mathing. We had more numbers, but they did not take into account how much of a big setup the Ornn could do.
And it was looking like TS had the advantage. Rox did not have the call for Force God. There was no big engage potential and option for CKT, but all of a sudden, Rox just did a miracle play.
he came out alive too with 1 HP, by the way.
Wow, honestly, yeah, that's Rox. Just another day at work for Rox, you know. 1 HP, yeah, I'll just knock 4, cool. But honestly, with this Baron buff, they're just maximizing a lot of these things, taking down a lot of these towers. Now the question is, do they have a decent amount of wave clear? Knowing that you have a mid lane Singed, you sort of run around and use your smoke to sort of wave clear, but it's not exactly similar to like a Ziggs in the middle or Rihanna in the mid lane is able to safely remove waves from a safe angle.
I think it's going to be tough right now for the side of TS because we're currently at the 14th minute of the game.
Yep.
We got the rise of Helios already with the Run of Aegis and the Archangel Staff. Also the anti-shield that we really need against TS. Sage right now on a 0-1-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the moment, CKT was just able to utilize that Baron Nashor, getting 2 tier 2 turrets from the top side of the map in the mid lane. And that just ballooned their gold. They're now currently sitting at an 8k gold lead.
Yeah, this is really, really tough coming from TS. It felt like they had a chance after they won that, team fight into the Baron. But again, there's just so many domino effects that Rox did to enable them to get more map space. That means Dragon's going to be a little bit unreachable. They need to win a scrimmage. They need to get a pick. And how will they get a pick? It's a little bit difficult with the team composition that they have. Maybe a flash fling from KDU and then burst them all down.
Let's put a main focus here for Time Lapse. Look at the gold. That's 16k. He already has 4 items in the bag. So really, Team Taeson has to keep an eye on the jungler from CKT with a huge threat of damage.
And remember, this is going to be possibly the 3rd Dragon soul point for Chickmid. So I don't think it's possible for TS to contest, but they could to avoid the storm.
Tante now opting to go into the bottom lane. They're looking for the angle for that gank. Every single one of them is going for it. It's a call of the Force God looking into the backside. Hextech ultimatum onto KDU. CKT will collapse against Team Kason. But they have to retreat because time lapse is very low. Top is very low, but it does not matter. Tactical will find the angle for that kill, and RGC will fall down a 1-for-1 for now, and CKT is forced to retreat.
I saw the vision. You get the Feather Storm, flash in, root them all up, get that follow-up from CKT to re-engage the fight. Unfortunately, however, you know, Carlo was able to find the best angle, get that knock-up up, and then punish that play. I really saw it from far away, but still, CKT is still in the lead.
I mean, if that Feather Storm connected from tactical, that could have saved the clash here for Chickmid, but right now it's going to be stall point for Chickmid.
Yeah, CKT secures the turret Drake. Acrobat pays a surprise.
Oh,
the time lapse very low already. It will be a surprise factor. Acrobat demolished. Time lapse looked into the backside. It will be 3 down, and CKT looking for that angle, looking for that objective. But so far, really demolishes TS in that surprise.
That damage was insane. I was just caught by surprise after that one combo from Helios, and unfortunately Acrobat got deleted immediately and it enabled into this Baron, and more towers are going to go down. More map pressure is going to go down in favor of CKT, and I want to see this from the perspective of TS. What can they do? Because earlier, time lapse was a threat. Now it's Helios as well into the equation.
I mean, analyzing what they could do here for the side of TS.
Yeah?
Their best choice is to let them overextend and maybe get tactical. But again, right now, tactical with a KDA of 3-3, also has 1-2-3. 3 items, and with the stasis, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, the Feather Storm on top of the stasis, that is going to be quite the safest Xayah here in this game. And now they might try to re-engage the fight here onto Tante. You talked about this, Friolis. A punish, a catch, a pickup, but no, Tante's just too slippery.
Yeah.
And this is what we mentioned a while ago, right? You really just can't pay a visit into Tante and expect to burst him down that easy, because this is one of the most mobile champions. Says hi, just goes in, goes back to retreat with the hook shot basically over the wall. So really CKT is controlling the pace of this game with the Baron Nashor, a lot of pressure in all lanes.
And the way that Tante plays out Camille, he's one of those Camille's who would really go to your face and stays in your face.
Exactly. It's just going to be such a nuisance, and I feel like Acrobat has to be a bit more careful when it comes to positioning. You saw the punish, Helios saw it, immediately took it. Tante could do the same as well. And earlier we talked about safety. There's a Guardian Angel and a Stasis on time lapse. There's no way he's going to die in this game.
I mean, he's item blocked already with 13 kills. Here we go.
Helios, raw damage onto KDU, already 1 HP, and CKT, that Drake secures it. KDU and RGC is already gone. It's a 5v3. Round to the backside. Carlo trying to run away, trying to retreat, but it will be time lapse and tactical going for the chase, and CKT looking to end it as the base is open, and CKT is knocking on TS's door.
Wow, securing the Elder, and they know they have this game in the bag. CKT is just finishing the remaining jobs that they have here for this game.
Acrobat trying to delay the fight, but look at time lapse looking to end it. The Nexus is open, and CKT wins up against Team Kason.
And he goes golden. Gotta be golden here. Oh my word. And I just want to say that the rest of CKT was still chasing down KDAs and kills. And he's like, okay guys, I'm just gonna end the game right here. You guys do your thing.